Money, 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 money. We're dealing with money today. Okay. Well, I want to get you to do something on your notebook paper for me first because I know how you are going to have problems with this because you're not used to thinking about money as decimals, probably. You know how much a penny's worth. A penny's worth 1 cent, right? But what does that mean as a decimal? A nickel is worth 5 cents, but what is that worth as a decimal? A quarter is worth 25 cents. What's that worth as a decimal? So we're going to write these as decimals and fractions for the types of coins that we use so that we can do this assignment easier. So write this on your notebook paper. Pause the video if you don't have any. You're going to want to do this for today. All right. So let's draw a penny. And I'm going to put a P in it for penny. A penny is worth 1 cent. How many pennies does it take to make $1? You know? It would take 100 pennies to make $1. So a penny is equal to 1/100th of $1 because it takes 100 of them to equal $1. That's fraction. A penny is worth 1/100th of $1. So if I write a penny as a decimal, it looks like a 1 in the hundredths place. Okay? A nickel is 5 times that much. A nickel's worth 5 cents, and it's worth 5/100ths. Okay? A nickel is 5 out of 100. It's worth 5 pennies, basically. Okay? And as a decimal, what's 5/100ths look like? It looks like that. 5/100ths. A dime. A dime is worth 10 cents. It's worth 10 out of 100. Worth 10 pennies. Okay, what's 10/100ths look like? Well, like that. It's also the same as 1/10, isn't it? How many dimes does it take to make $1? Well, if it's worth 10 cents, 10 times 10 is 100, right? How many nickels would it take to make $1? Well, if it's worth 5, then 20 times 5 would be 100, right? The other coin we use is a quarter. It's worth 25 cents. What's that look like as a decimal? 25 cents. Okay? So, read the following money amounts as decimals. Remember the dollar sign comes first. So it's wanting us to write this as money. So 100 pennies. That means, let's put this number over 100. So, because we can do 1 times 100 is 100/100ths. 100 pennies equals what? That equals $1 whole. So we're going to write it like this, $1. We're writing them as decimals. What's worth 1 penny worth as a decimal? We've already got that. It's worth 1 cent. 6 pennies. We're just going to put a 6 where that 1 is. 6 pennies is worth 6/100ths. Okay. 10 pennies. 10 pennies would be that, 10 cents. 26 pennies would be 26 cents. 10 dimes, well, let's count up. If each dime is worth 10, 10 times 10, what would that be? That'd be 100 or $1 whole. If we're thinking about it as a fraction, it'd be 1/10. But if I have 10 of them, 10/10 is $1. If I have 1 dime, look at your paper. What's a dime worth in decimal form? It's worth 10/100ths. 3 dimes, count by 10, 10, 20, 30 hundredths. Okay. 5 dimes, count by tens. 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 hundredths. 6 dimes, count by 10. 6 times 10 is 60 hundredths. If I have 4 quarters, we know that's worth $1, isn't it? 4 quarters is $1, but because they're 25 hundredths. 4 times 25 is 100 hundredths. So it's worth $1. A quarter. 1 quarter is, what did we write? How much is it worth as a decimal? Right there. 2 quarters, 25 and 25 cents more would be 50 cents. 3 quarters, we're going to have that 50 cents, and we're going to add 25 more. 25, 50, 75 cents. Okay. Now we're going to give the total amount of money in decimal form. Remember, the dollar sign comes first. 3 dimes, that's 30 cents, plus 8 pennies, that's 8 cents. 30 cents plus 8 cents would be 38 cents. I probably should be putting a 0 in here. I've not been doing that. We'll start doing that now. 8 dimes is 80 cents, or 80 hundredths. 23 pennies is 23 cents, or 23 hundredths. Can you add those? 80 100ths, 23 hundredths. 80 plus 23 is 103 hundredths. Decompose 100 hundredths equals 1 and 3 hundredths. 1 and 3 hundredths. Dollar sign. $1.03. 3 quarters. It's worth 75 cents. 3 dimes. It's worth 30 cents. 5 pennies is worth 5 cents. Does it help you to write these as fractions? 75 hundredths, 30 hundredths, 5 hundredths. 75 plus 30 is 105, plus 5 is 110 hundredths. Decompose 100 hundredths, 10 hundredths. That's $1 whole dollar and 10 cents more. $236. 236 cents. That's 236 hundredths. We can decompose that really quickly. 100 hundredths, 100 hundredths, 36 hundredths. That's 1, 2, and 36 hundredths. 3 more here. $2, 17 pennies, plus $4 and 2 quarters. $2, 17 pennies. I don't need a decimal and a fraction, do I? Plus $4, 2 quarters is 50 out of 100. Let's add just like we did a couple days ago. 2 plus 4 is 6. 17 hundredths plus 50 hundredths is 67 hundredths. Now let's just rewrite it as money. 6 and 67 hundredths. $6.67. See how money and decimals are related? $3, 8 dimes is $3.80. 3 and 80 hundredths. $1, 2 quarters, 5 pennies. 1 whole. 2 quarters is 50 cents plus 5 pennies more would be 55 cents. So $1.55. Add our whole numbers first. 3 plus 1 is 4. Add our fractions. 80 hundredths plus 55 hundredths is 135 hundredths. Decompose 100 hundredths, 35 hundredths. It's one more. 4 and one more is 5 and 35 hundredths. $9, 9 dimes. That's $9.90 plus $4. 3 quarters would be 75 cents. 75 hundredths, and 16 pennies would be 16 hundredths. So I've got to do 75 hundredths plus 16 hundredths first. It's going to be 91 hundredths, so $4.91. Can I show you a different way? We'll learn this a little bit later on. $9.90. Your parents are probably going, why didn't he just show you how to add with the decimals? We haven't learned it yet. We will. Okay, so if you just line up the decimals like this, you can just add them. 0 plus 1 is 1. 9 plus 9 is 18. Carry our 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. Don't forget to put your decimal down. $14.81. So you can rewrite them as decimals, fractions, or if you just want to write them out, if you can figure out how much money it's worth and then line your decimals up and add them, you can do it that way too. Either way you'd like to find this today, I'll let you go for it, okay? Get started on it. If you have questions about it, we can talk more about it at the meet. We'll see you then.